We good? All right, come here. All right, Blake. Can you say it? Welcome to the step back.
Welcome to the Stepback.
All right, we out there.
My guy. Good morning, Bowlers. Welcome to the 58th episode of the Step Back. That's right, 58.
Yeah, right.
Actually, there's no
No
player in
players there.
history who ever wore 58, so we got no, we have no number, have
Yeah.
no
Oh well.
name.
Oh, hey, that's what we got to do.
How you feeling this morning, brother?
I am feeling good. Weather's turning around, so I am into it. We we got action, as my man always says. Knicks playoff action is coming next week. I am hyped. Nets are in it. This is this is about to be crazy, man. I'm excited. This is
Yeah,
Liberty back, man.
word. You got the Liberty jersey on. We got the
Facts.
ladies back in action. Uh, you're right. The weather turned around. I got my first dose of Pfizer yesterday, so we're getting back to normal.
Yes, sir.
Um, but yeah, like you said, the Knicks clinch a playoff spot. We don't know if it's 4 through 6. That's up in the air. Uh, Big Three finally make their return tonight, right in time for the beginning of the playoffs.
Hmm.
Uh, and Philly clinched the top spot yesterday. So congrats to Philly and Doc Rivers and Joel Embiid out there. But you know, you mentioned the Knicks clinching the spot. How you feel?
Man, this is crazy. I mean, I was just happy for a playing game. If you run it back when we first started doing this season, I said I'll be happy with a freaking playing game. The culture would have changed, and I would have been good. But I'll take a 4-6, maybe home court advantage. This team has exceeded expectations. Happy about the Tips high. I knew he would bring toughness in his defense here. It's the New York way, especially the Nick way. You've seen all those great teams without championships, but they still were great teams. You've seen them built on defense and toughness, and the resurgence of Randall. Always like Randall, just he calmed it down. I guess Kenny Payne really got in his head, and it must have been Calipari too because he did an interview saying, Julius did this in school, and it was all about slowing the game down for him. And he's being a leader on this team. RJ making his strides, my guy. Just Emmanuel quickly steal from when we got him in the 20s. Um, I mean, Noel defensive presence. He came up really big when Mitch went down. No drop off there. I mean, wish I would have got more out of, we can get more out of Knox and stuff like that. But other than that, this team has been just crazy. Derrick Rose can't the resurgence of Rose again. Dude is not looking like a former MVP, but he's looking like a formidable, role player, leader, still dropping his 15, 16 points a game, getting it to the rim, doing his thing. And this, man, I'm happy. I mean,
Yeah.
all the lashes I had to take in the group all these years, Knicks suck, dumpster fire. I'm just happy.
Yeah, Knicks looked pretty good this week. They played the Clippers, beat the Clippers, stayed out in LA. Lost a tough one to the Lakers. That THT shot was wild.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
But the seeding 4 through 6 probably won't be determined until the end of this weekend.
Hmm.
The Knicks play the Hornets and the Celtics, right?
Yep.
Uh, so it's kind of convoluted on how that is supposed to work out. Only because the Hawks, for once, the division winner actually count means something in the NBA. So the Hawks would get the 4th spot if the Knicks uh,
They lose a game, I
they
believe.
lose a game, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if we end up tied, we get the fourth spot because we have the tiebreaker.
Okay.
So
So with all that said, you know, not knowing who your potential first opponent would be, it could still be the Knicks and the Nets in the first round.
hmm
I mean, it could be the Bucks. You guys should see the Bucks. Uh, I know I asked this before, but now that we've gone 2 weeks later, does
hmm
your preference change on who you play?
no, actually, at this point, I don't really care who we play. You're gonna play whoever we play. It's gonna be tough. It's the Hawks. You got Trey, Herter, all those guys that can really turn it up, and you gotta really play solid defense on them, or they're gonna kill you. We play the Nets. The big three is gonna be in effect. Scary hours, as you say. I mean, it's gonna be scary hours in New York either way. That's going to be a tough one. The Bucks, you got to deal with Giannis and him being pissed about last year, so he's playing with a chip on his shoulder. So I have no preference, and it's I'm just ready to go. Whoever they play, they're going to play tough. We beat the Bucks. You know, the Nets always kept it close. That big three, one of the big three always took effect. It was either Kyrie or Harden that you know put the nail in the coffin again. And whatever game we played, excuse me. And like I already mentioned, the Hawks, they're going to be tough. So I really don't have a preference. I'm just ready to go, man. You don't see playoff action in so long. You just ready.
Facts. So you mentioned Big Three, scary hours finally coming into effect after 3 months of no action.
Hmm.
We'll finally see some Big Three action. Better late than never. You know, figure with all the load management is they have to be healthy for the stretch run, and this is why we're here. Blake Griffin's look good. Joe Harris look good. I'm finally down to see what this uh, construction looks like with all
Hmm.
three on the court. I'm excited to see it. We play tonight against Chicago, tomorrow against Cleveland to wrap it up, and then they'll have the play-in tournament for the next 6 days. But get some practice time and get some practice time in to get that chemistry together. But
Hmm.
I'm not worried about the chemistry. I'm not worried about the time off. Like I said before, these guys are veterans. They'll figure it out. But I'm glad to finally see it come to fruition because this is way too much firepower. But I still think that it's too much for people to handle.
Absolutely. Yeah, they're too good. I mean, just to get them, and they're all MVP type guys. So I don't think it's going to be a problem for them, especially KD and Harden. I know it's been a while since they played with each other, but they know each other. And once you know each other, you know the game. The games have. I don't think the games has changed from OKC. They're just older guys. They refine their games. I don't think it's too different. But pretty much you get those guys. You know what Kyrie's going to do. You know what KD can do. You know what Harden can do. And plus, I think it's going to come down to your bench. If your bench keeps going the way it is, I can't really see a team beating them. I don't care if it's the East, the West, you're not beating them. It's just we've seen the big three. Look at the big three in the Heat. If they got anything out of Chalmers, Haslam, Ray, of course, when he was dwindling down, but they got anything out of him, you knew they were winning the game. And I think it's going to be the same exact thing happening with the Nets. That's why I think they have such a high chance of winning a championship. In which
Yeah,
I say 3 years they will. I think they get one out of three. But
yeah. I mean, they had something out of Mike Miller and James Jones,
hmm
like guys you would never think of. And I mean, maybe it's a bit biased, but I think this Nets bench is better than what those benches ever had.
hmm
But
agreed.
you know, I mean, they plucked Mike James out of Russia to come in, and he's producing. So Dinwiddie might be back. Like they say, late June.
Yeah, that's gonna be big. That right there. So yeah, it's gonna be something.
Yeah. So
Change.
scary hours in effect. Let's get it, man.
I'm ready. And the ratings are gonna be up. You talk about the rating down. It's two New York teams in the playoffs. Oh, you know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, but Barkley is really going to. Barkley's really going to hate that.
Yeah, he'll get over it. You'll be okay.
Uh, mentioned Philly clinching the top spot last night with a win over Orlando. Embiid and Simmons and Curry, those
Hmm.
guys really played well all year. Um, Doc Rivers trying to change his narrative, with the colossal failure that he had out in LA with the Clippers coach.
Hmm.
We'll probably go into it some more next week when we preview the playoffs. But uh, what do you think of Philly's season?
It was also it was the season that they should have every year pretty much since they had Embiid and Simmons and Harris on the team because they are too talented to underachieve like they have been. And we both said Embiid stays healthy, that makes the team go. He's been healthy all year, playing like an MVP, bringing the big man game back, and like I said, the talent's there. You got another Curry there. I can give it all Daddy taught was jumpers to him too, because he got the same father. So you can add him to that. You got him. You got Tobias Harris, mellow light as I always call him. He's a walking bucket. Um, I want to see guys like Tyrese Maxey step it up a little bit just to see what you have out of him. They're going to need a bunch out of him for the playoffs. You know what you're going to get out of Embiid, Simmons. I want to see what he's going to do in the playoffs because I think it's going to be time to kind of get your jumper going. 'Cause they start walling up in the playoffs, man. You can't be putting up these 5 points and basically doing nothing. Yeah, you can play defense, but you're gonna have to do it on the other side for them to be successful as well. But yeah, shout out to Philly because they had a great year. Doc Rivers, excellent coach. Really brought the team together. Hey, they even got Dwight Howard looking like a really formidable player. I know listen, he has been. He's trying to be a bully, but it ain't working. I think Udonis Haslam would have washed him. But
Yeah, we definitely had action there.
well, yeah, I mean, you got guys like Dwight Howard. Hey, listen, you get anything out of Dwight Howard now, he gets on the floor, he's some kind of decent. Yeah, but Philly, shout out to them, man, because they play awesome basketball all year.
Yeah, Dwight Howard's been automatic double double now. You're right, he's been serviceable. I think he's 10th on the list in active double double. So
Hmm.
good for him all the time.
Yeah, he was good at one point.
But yeah, Haslam came in there. One reason Howard, he ain't having that.
Nah.
And if you read Haslam's lips, he said,
Oh,
watch your fucking mouth.
yeah, he did. He wasn't playing.
Yeah.
I love. Ah, man, that's the smoke I want. I want this all throughout the playoffs. All that. Man, this playoffs is gonna be live. It really is, man.
Yeah, you're right. And what's gonna make it that much better is now this playing tournament.
Hmm.
Uh, Initially, I thought the format of the playing tournament was wrong, but
Hmm.
I still think it's somewhat wrong. But I've come around to it a
Hmm.
bit. Uh, you have to win twice, lose twice, unless you have a 9-10 seed.
Hmm.
Uh, 9-10 seed has to win twice, 7-8 has to lose twice in order for you to be totally out. So it's not total single elimination, but the way these teams are going and how uh, the talent is spread throughout the league,
Hmm.
it does make for an exciting end of the regular season. And what we're seeing now this Sunday, I think all the games are at 3:30,
Yes, I believe they are.
just like MLB did a couple of years ago, to prevent guys from tanking or
Hmm.
manipulating starting pitching and lineups in order to know uh, their seeding. So this is good for the NBA in theory, but uh, I I think there will be some tweaks to it. But I,
Oh
I
yeah.
do like I do like this concept. It does make the regular season interesting.
Hmm.
And the 7 through 10, what we got going now, teams getting eliminated. Chicago and Toronto, they've been eliminated now. We see out east with Boston. Now they're the 7th seed. They suffered a tough break
Oh yeah.
with Jalen Brown going down. But I mean, if they lose 2 games, it's gonna be a colossal failure out in Boston.
And like I said before, Brad Stevens, I think he about to get the axe. I'm sorry. I just don't. I don't see him lasting. This team, yeah, they had injuries, but you still had guys like the Browns and Tatum's, before he got injured, and they just underachieved. It just looks bad on the coach. Kimba, he finally is coming around, but yeah, Boston's in trouble. I can see them. They're not going far.
Yeah. So Boston's sitting in that 7th seed. We got Charlotte in the 8th seed. LaMelo Ball coming back, uh, staking his claim for that Rookie of the Year trophy. Coming back real strong, putting up near triple doubles.
Hmm.
I know Miles Bridges was out for the 10 to 14 days, so I think he should be ready to go for the play-in tournament. Indiana, Karis LeVert, Sabonis, they have been putting on their own little triple double streak tear lately. O'Shea Brissett really playing well.
Syracuse,
Uh,
sir.
Indiana is one of those teams that I think they've been flying under the radar. They've been hurt a lot, and I think they really scared some people. I know they have to play Washington first, and Washington in their own right is dangerous with Westbrook and Beal. Shout out to Westbrook for getting the. Shout out to Westbrook for.
Close the door, baby. Okay. Sorry.
That's cool. Shout out to Westbrook
Okay,
for
babe.
getting the triple double record over Oscar. So.
Who's that, Patter?
Oh yeah, well yeah, that guy.
Stato Padbrook.
Yeah, that guy. You got any thoughts on Indiana?
That team, Indiana always finds a way to be tough. Just no matter who they have on the court, especially with our guy Karis LeVert coming back. He's been pretty solid, and Sabonis is Sabonis. I mean, you knew what he was all about. Can't run away from the DNA. The kid is good. He can lead a team. You got Miles Turner. So, like I said, their front court was always set. It was always what you're going to get in the back court. Miles Brogdon, Malcolm Myers, Malcolm Brogdon. That guy, he can play. He's one of the most underrated and underappreciated players in the league, I believe. I mean, he's a leader, just smart on the floor, and you can't sleep on Indiana. Also, you just can't, because they are really talented and well coached. So you sleep up, you might get swept up. I mean, it's just you can't do it. But Indiana, definitely got to watch out for them, because if you give them, imagine if you enter like a Paul George kind of type player into this lineup, how dangerous they would be. But yeah, they're going to give some trouble. I don't think they're going to go far. Another team, I don't think they go far, but they're going to get some teams a little bit of trouble.
I think they're dangerous for a playing tournament because of LeVert, and we saw what he did in the bubble and his explosive ability. But as far as any playoff run, I don't see anything deep, because if they don't have the depth to outlast any of the top seeds. But I do like the pace that Indiana is going in. And we mentioned Boston before, and shout out to our friend Melvin, who, he contributes to the Life Group's stand in for the Dong City and Total Bases podcast. Huge baseball aficionado. But, sharing his basketball knowledge, he's right. Boston's window is closing. That Kemba deal may be, I guess in hindsight, a bad one. I'm a big Kemba fan, but
Same.
The way that roster construction is looking, maybe Kyrie was right. It's hard to think that.
It's crazy. See, Kemba, you thought going to New York was something, man. Look at that. That makes me kind of happy, because they didn't even talk to New York, and I'm just bring it back to New York. Shout out to the guys that actually want to come here, like the RJs and the Juliuses, and actually taking on the whole aura of New York, if you want to call it, coming back to the Garden and make it formidable again. Melo tried to do it, and I don't know. Sometimes I feel some kind of way when guys actually from New York don't want to actually put on for your city. Like, dude, I understand sometimes it might seem tough, but why not come and make a team that you probably grew up rooting for? Because let's be real, how many Nets fans we knew growing up? Not a lot. I mean, Kyrie said he was a Net fan. I think he's anyway, no, but I just like to see guys come back, put on for their city, actually put up numbers. And I think Kimball would have done that, but he thought it was a better opportunity in Boston. It's not looking like it, but hey, it is what it is. Enjoy the
contract. Huge point guard play. We mentioned Westbrook and his triple doubles record. Washington, Beal and Curry going for that scoring title. Beal at 31.4, Steph at 31.8. Beal hurt his hamstring the other night in the record tying game for Westbrook. Washington is a team that has been trending upwards. Their defense is still shoddy, but
Hmm.
it's one team with two stars. I mean, they very well could be all NBA stars that could win two games and give that top spot, that Philly team, some real trouble. Where do you see Washington coming in all of this?
Hmm. Man, it's tough. What are they? What seed are they now?
They're battling for that 9-10 spot right now. They're 10,
Okay,
so they'd have to win twice in order to get the 8 spot.
which I think they can do it. I mean, the way Beal and Westbrook are playing, it's really hard to doubt them. And I'm not going to put it past them to win those two games to get it because they've been on such a tear.
Hmm.
So I really think they have a good chance. I mean, would I want that eighth spot? Hell no. But absolutely not. But the way they're playing is the way they should have been playing all year. 'Cause I honestly thought they would have been in the middle of things with even with that backcourt because we talk about guard play all the time, and you know there are guys better, but Westbrook and Beal, like come on now, that's an all star tandem right there. And Rui's there now, he's playing, so you got him. That's a double threat. It sucks that Denny is out because I wanted to see him grow as a player, but you're gonna have to rely on those guys. Bertans is gonna have to show us what he can do. We know he can shoot. That's what he's gonna have to knock him down. But they have a good chance. They have a really good chance. Don't don't sleep on Washington.
Yep. Real wizardry out there. We can use a play on words. Definitely pun intended. Beal chasing that scoring title. He's a 4/10 of a point behind Steph, and Steph in his own right got his play-in tournament, his seeding uh, being squared away. Who do you think comes out with the scoring title between Beal and Steph?
Whew. I I like Steph. I like Steph. I think he's gonna do what he does, shoot his way, shoot his way to wherever he want to be. But yeah, it's gonna be close. But I think Curry gonna have a couple of huge games, especially when they both got something to play for. But Curry usually comes up big when it's time. So I could see a few 40 spots. He only got 3 games left too.
I think it's 2 games.
2 games. Okay, so I can see him dropping at least 40 one of these games and another 30 spot in that game, or switch it around. He might just go off that last game. But yeah, I think Curry squeaks it out. But this race between those two has been awesome because two guys that can just flat out score. They do their job on the court. That's what they are. I'll say Curry is more of a gunner. Beal's a more mid range guy, and
Hmm.
he'll get to the rim. He's not as much of a shooter, but he can shoot. But yeah, I'll give the advantage to Steph.
And it's also funny that with this scoring race, we've seen many scoring races over in history. I think David Robinson took over Shaq on the last day,
Hmm.
but Kent Bazemore just providing all the smoke for Beal. I mean, and then Beal said, who is this guy? And check your man's. And then Kent Bazemore goes out and scores 10 points in the quarter, and they had the graphic up where it was Kent Bazemore's second time ever in his career ever scoring 10 points in the quarter.
Hmm.
Beal was at like 74. So
Yeah, I don't know what Ken Bazemore was talking about. I understand you're trying to up your guy, but man, if you're not doing it like they are, shut the hell up. I'm sorry. You can't be you can't be part of the bench, being the ones dancing and prancing around the damn sidelines, and you talking nonsense to an all star. But hey, like I said, it gives it good context. It gives it good, when there's smoke, there's fire. When the smoke is like there, but man, Kent Bazemore, shout out to him.
facts. Uh, okay, so out west we got LeBron saying he hated the plan. Let's have a guy fired. Uh, Pretty much because he's in it.
Hmm.
Um, we got the Lakers in the 7th spot, Warriors in the 8. I'm sorry. Yep, Warriors in the 8, Grizzlies 9, Spurs 10. Lakers Warriors matchup as a play-in for each one of them to have to win twice. I mean, lose twice in order to be eliminated. it's hard for me to see with all that star power, to see even one of those teams lose twice.
Mm,
I don't think LeBron will let it happen. I don't think Curry will let it happen.
mm.
But it is interesting to see. Where do you see the Lakers and the Warriors? These teams end up as far as the playing tournament is concerned.
Uh, I think they might stay exactly where they are. How they look. I mean, you can't. The Lakers, they just don't have. Of course, missing Rondo. You having that guy there. Even Dwight Howard. You lost two big guys to your team that took you where you went last year, which was to a championship. And they've been struggling. Especially with injuries. LeBron's been back and forth. It had to happen sometime. AD, he's trying to carry the team. And with the Warriors, I think they have a tougher path to stay where they are because it's pretty much all Curry. I mean, all Curry, and it's kind of like him back at Davidson. It was just all him. I mean, you don't know Draymond. He'll get his numbers, his 6'5" and 12 or something like that. But what is that going to do? Andrew Wiggins, seen a lot of basketball. That kid. What are you going to get out of him? Which Andrew Wiggins you're going to get? And when this time, playing tournaments, trying to do that seeding, you can't be inconsistent. You have to put up numbers. And who else do they have? I'm trying to think. Lee.
There you see,
I
there
mean,
you go. You gotta think
I,
about
I
who you
mean,
want to
I
on this
mean,
team.
Lee Wiseman is out. Yeah, exactly. You know where I'm going. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, Toscano Anderson, Jordan Poole scored 38 last
Who?
night.
I mean,
Exactly.
I know who Jordan Poole is. Yeah, him. Yeah, but still, you don't know if they get any of those guys to step up. Yeah, they're gonna stay where they are. But I can see it. Like I said, maybe Memphis sneak up there. I do want to see Memphis in the playoffs. I won't lie. I'd rather see the Warriors with Dre, Steph, and Clay. And run that back. But I can see it. I can see them staying there. But I hope Memphis comes up and gets that East spot though. I really do. And I want to see John actual playoffs and see what that we know what he has, but I want to see him turn it up.
Yeah, I do too. I don't see the Lakers losing twice. I think they beat the Warriors, and then I think the Grizzlies beat the Spurs.
Oh yeah.
Spurs, I like DeRozan, but they're a year or two away from
Hmm.
really making any noise. Lonnie Walker, you've seen the Spurs blow a 17-point lead this week to the Knicks. So if they're blowing leads to the Knicks, all due respect, but they're not ready for this playing tournament action.
Hmm. Keldon Johnson, can't forget about him.
Nope.
Another Kentucky alumni, just lighting it up.
And then you had uh, uh so yeah, I think the Warriors play the Grizzlies,
Hmm.
and I'm with you. I want to see Jonas, Jaron Jackson,
Hmm.
but the J you got the J action with Kyle Stormo Anderson. The Grizzlies team
Eddie Clark.
is deep. They're
Hmm.
young, they're hungry, and they went through the struggle last year to play in tournament, losing that game to Portland. So I think they're ready for that next step and haven't been in this playing tournament action before. I think the Grizzlies overtake the Warriors. Curry's going to put up one hell of a fight, but I think a hungry John Morant out to prove he is a top 5 point guard takes that 8 spot.
Hmm. Yeah, it's gonna be fun to definitely fun to watch.
Yeah, and out east, I had um, Washington taking over Charlotte
Okay.
for the 8 spot.
Okay.
Charlotte beating Boston. I just think Boston is that Brown injury hurt. Fournier
Yeah.
isn't going to do anything for me.
Mm-mm.
I like Robert Williams. He's been real good, but
Hmm.
Charlotte's a team that uh, I wouldn't say overachieved, but they play fast. They play with some swagger,
Hmm.
and LaMelo Ball is gonna lead them to one victory. They get the 7 spot. No, Boston takes the 7 spot. I'm sorry.
Hmm.
I think I have Boston taking the 7 spot, and Charlotte coming up a bit short because they're not ready.
I can see that. I can see that. I can. That's the one good thing about the playing games. You just don't know which way it's gonna go, which brings the excitement and it brings the suspense to it. Because at any point, a team gets hot, and like Portland got hot, and they snuck up in there. But this year, it's gonna be really interesting to see who gets in there. But like you said, I can see Washington taking that A spot from Charlotte just due to the you have Hayward, so
I don't think he'll be ready.
really. Oh
I don't
yeah,
think so.
yeah, you're right. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. You're right. Okay, okay. Scratch that. You are right.
Yeah.
So that's I don't know how much Melo can do, but Miles Bridges he got to do a little bit more for me, just being a game dunker. Vince Carter was a game dunker, but he also can score.
Yeah, you're right. Bridges has been coming on lately, but I think this 2 week turn, this 14 days off might have hurt him. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know what kind of rhythm he'll be in. It's asking a lot to play with such high stakes and come in rusty. So you don't really have the time to afford to get your rhythm down. But
Absolutely.
I like what Charlotte did this year. Uh, I think they'll be ready for next year. They can head into free agency with a purpose, looking for that
Mm-hmm.
big man. But yeah, I think Washington takes that eight spot.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we're going here. We were supposed to go last night, but like I said, I got my first vaccine dose yesterday, so I was kind of late. Came Saturday morning, kind of like childhood Saturday morning, schoolhouse
Mm-hmm.
rock, all that uh, childhood, and this weekend, KG, Kobe, Duncan, and Tamika Catchings, Rudy Tomjanovich enter the Hall of Fame. Um, you're a big KG fan.
Yes, sir.
We know the impact Kobe had on the league, and
Mm-hmm.
Duncan, the quiet leader, the assassin with his titles.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Tom Janovich having two of his own, and Tamika Catchings, the defensive wizardry uh, uh, from Indiana, longtime Indiana Fever
Mm-hmm.
player, now executive. Um, this you can make the argument that this has been the most loaded class uh, going into the Hall of Fame. Any thoughts on anybody going in?
Man, you don't get any better than this class. That for sure, man. It's weird. Also, man, I was talking to someone. I forgot who I said it to, but it's just weird to see guys that you basically grew up watching. We've seen KG turn from the kid to a Hall of Famer, champion Hall of Famer Kobe the same way. You know, RP to Kobe, him dating Brandy. I remember that from his 17, 18 years old, taking Brandy to the prom and grow into such a great player. The equivalent to Jordan. Though we never see it, but that's the closest we're gonna get to it or ever be to it was Kobe and Tim Duncan. What can I say more about him? Those freaking battles that the West at that time, those early 2000s was ridiculous. I mean, the Kings, Spurs, the Mavericks, the Wolves were actually good at a point. I mean, the Rocket. It was just unbelievable. But you had to go through San Antonio. And of course the whole Twin Towers freaking Spurs franchise altering championship. We all know '99. Yeah, I went through it. Pissed me off too. Um, but yeah, it's just you saw greatness in them. The tanking actually paid off, and they got their guy paired him with David Robinson, got Robinson his rings, and they built something there. It was just awesome to see the big fundamental. The dude was just the name didn't lie. He was fundamentally sound. The backboard shot, just making it look easy. His nice wherever he had the weirdest shot, but it worked. Um, such a quiet leader. He didn't really become vocal until late in his career. But we watched greatness. Rudy Tomjanovich, great coach. You know, Rockets, another one, 94, 95 team, and back to back. One of them coming at the expense of the Knicks. Maybe I wouldn't have been so miserable as a Knicks fan if we would have got that one. Thank you, John Starks, and your 2 for 18 performance. Um, but yeah, just Tamika Catchings, just greatness all around. Pillar for that whole movement in the WNBA. it's just weird to see so much time going by that they've actually going to be enshrined. Now I wish I could be there. 'Cause that would be something. But man, just champions all around this one. It's definitely loaded, and I wish Kobe was going to be there because that would have actually
Yeah,
culminated everything. But yeah, this is going to be like a freaking tearjerker because that's going to be crazy.
yeah. The only class most can compare it to, they had Oscar Robertson, Jerry West, and I think it was 80. Uh, More recently, Jordan, Stockton, David Robinson, and Jerry Sloan. But it's hard to match the intensity that these inductees have. The fire and passion KG had, the work ethic and dedication Kobe had, and, the uh, attention to detail that Duncan had.
Hmm.
Not to mention all the hardware that came behind it. So
For real, man.
Jordan speaking for Kobe. You have Vanessa making her speech for Kobe, uh, and the impact that these players left on the league and their lasting legacy just enhanced it that much more. You see the Kobe disciples and the Trey Youngs and the Kyries and the Jason Tatum's, even over in the WNBA. We saw it last night with Sabrina.
Hmm.
Yeah, she hit her game winner, and the gold mamba, Jewel Lord, out in Seattle. So this Hall of Fame class, yes, it will be a tearjerker. It, I think it's the greatest class we'll ever see.
Hmm.
And, and and you mentioned it. It's about witnessing greatness while we're here, and while we're talking about it, it kind of brings me back to Westbrook, well, for a bit to you know the stat of Pat Brook, as you called it, um, and the kind of weird hate, I guess, for it. But it's just the way the league is run. The faster pace. It's just like we say with LeBron, appreciating greatness while it's here.
Hmm.
You know, Westbrook could be one of the top 5 point guards ever. Uh, James Harden, Durant. I think all of them could be on the same team at one point.
Hmm.
Be the greatest offensive players ever. Um, just to take a step back and appreciate what's here. And
The Currys. I mean,
yeah,
LeBron's. I mean, like it's crazy, man. They're coming up. They're in their 30s now. LeBron probably be the next one to actually go, but it's like I say, everybody has all these arguments in the groups, and I'm like, just enjoy it. 'Cause you're not gonna see guys like that for a little bit. You might get close like Jordan. We thought we'd never see it. I didn't think I'd see another Jordan again. But Kobe came in and he every single move. I mean, what he did, he mirrored it to a T, and it worked. And he turned that into his whole career, his championships, every accomplishment. I mean, then after his career, he started really putting on for the WNBA, starting to get into a lot of business ventures, successful ones at that. We've seen a lot of guys go into the business venture game and it just doesn't work. But Kobe did it, whether it be his Mamba shoes and whatever else he did, he was just good at. He succeeded at everything, and it's just crazy. Definitely appreciate everybody before they're gone, because obviously now we don't
yeah,
we don't have him on Earth anymore, so it's kind of just can look back and go, damn, he was really great.
exactly. Just give them flowers while they're here, and to appreciate. And you know, I guess that goes for all walks of life.
Hmm. I ain't giving Jordan shit. He got enough for me. Ruined my fucking childhood. No, I'm kidding. Oh man.
uh, uh, so I guess we had in the preseason we gave out we had some predictions for the awards. Now we're pretty much towards at the end of the season.
Hmm.
Uh, so I guess we'll run through them real quick, see if we were anywhere close.
I don't remember what I said.
Yeah. All right. I think MVP. I think I had like Embiid.
Yeah, you
No,
had
no,
MVP.
no. I had Lillard.
Oh, okay, you had a little bit. I think I had. I must. Did I have a guard? I don't think I picked Jokic. I ain't even
No, neither. I know for sure neither one of us picked Jokic.
nah, I knew that. Who the hell did I pick? Wasn't Luca? Did I pick Luca?
I think you picked Luca.
Oh, no wonder I'm so mad. He proved me wrong. Bum. No, I'm kidding. No, I can't honestly can't remember.
um, but yeah, I think it goes to Joker.
Yeah, oh yeah, better, better. I mean, the guy has been just there all year. Just everything that he does, he can pass well. He's shooting. He's just, you know, putting the team on his back when he had to. And that Denver team, man, that's one team that I always want to see make an actual run because they're so good. It sucks Murray's not going to be there, but MPJ has stepped it up with 25 and 6 a game, 85% from the line. He has been awesome for them and showing that they have a lot of depth on that team. And don't sleep on them. I know they're a top seed, but who's gonna say, "Oh, Denver can make an actual championship run," which they can. With the Lakers actually being it, they're not winning a championship this year. I'm sorry, it's gonna be a new champion this year, so people need to get ready for that. Utah, yeah, you can Mitchell and Gobert do it. You know, it's Milwaukee on the east side, Milwaukee, the Nets. You just don't know. But I'm just glad I like parity in the league, and I'm liking what's going on this year. But Jokic better get that MVP. As much as I like Embiid and what he's done, yeah, Jokic, he he's done it all too, and I think he deserves it a little bit more.
Yeah, that run, that 9-1 run they went on after Murray went out, kind of solidified that MVP trophy for Joker. So I don't see anywhere where he doesn't get it. You know, uh, unless Giannis really makes a late run, and which I think he's been doing, but
Mhm.
Joker's been there all year.
Mhm.
Uh, Coach of the year, who you have?
Coach of the year.
Yeah,
F this. I'm going with Tom Thibodeau. I'm just saying. Man, and it's not even like a homer pick. If I wasn't a Knicks fan, I would go with Thibodeau. I know they probably go with the best record. It can be Doc Rivers, which I wouldn't be surprised, or it can go to Malone and
Snyder.
Snyder. Excuse me, yeah, Snyder. My bad. Or it can go to him. It'll probably go to them. But my opinion is going to be Tibbs because of the win differential. You got to look at that. I've just the turnaround from how bad they were to what happened now. You got to give that some kind of like consideration. But if I'm gonna go from the writer's eyes, I'm gonna go with Snyder. Or this matter of fact,
Monty Williams.
Monty Williams. Yep. Monty Williams. Is either Monty Williams you gotta give him that he's gotta be top two. But win wise, because Phoenix, that was another one that made an incredible turnaround. You got CP there, Booker and all that. And Monty Williams has been a great coach for that team. So I can see that I can if it's not Tibbs, I'm gonna go with Monty Williams. Let's do it by right. Let's do it the right way. That'd be a homer pick. Let's go Monty Williams.
I mean, you could do from 8 straight in the bubble to the turnaround this year to a top 2 seed out west.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to argue against Monty.
Mm-hmm.
I think Chris. I think the idea that Chris Paul was there might actually take away his vote
Yeah, that's a good point. But yeah,
because you're right. The win differential with more or less the same roster, Chicago Bulls East.
mm.
I don't see how Thibodeau doesn't get it, but I would not be shocked if it's Monty Williams. Quinn Snyder went on an 18-game winning streak and had the Utah Jazz out there, uh, really hooping.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if it were me picking, I'd actually go Thibodeau.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that would be nice, but that gotta mean a lot for the turnaround of this Nick team, man. I'm sorry. You know how they usually vote. The best team, that's who usually gets it. But I,
I
he's
mean,
done unbelievable with this team, man.
yeah, to take this roster and make the number one defense in the league, that has to account for something as well.
But you know how the Raiders are. So
Facts. All right, rookie of the year.
gotta stick with Lamelo. I gotta stick with Lamelo. He had his team in the thick of the playoff. Chase. It's even with Gordon going down. And thank you for telling me that because I honestly thought he still was playing. But yeah, I gotta go with Lamelo. Ant Man has been killing it too, but Timberwolves are too far back to not really be in the thick of things, and you gotta look at that. It gotta be Lamelo.
Same. I have Lamelo. I mean, Edwards really closed the gap
Hmm.
recently. I mean, really
Quickly.
closed the gap.
Hmm.
And I think Minnesota would be a team to be reckoned with uh, real soon.
Oh, absolutely.
Uh, Also, shout out to A-Rod finally closing the deal.
Close- Couldn't close the deal. No, never mind. I ain't gonna say that. Oh, shut up. Go ahead, keep going.
Oh man, that's a whole other story.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's about to get the scoop. What? Nope. Go ahead.
Yeah, I got Lamelo Ball getting that award. But yeah, again, shout out to Minnesota. I think they're on the upswing. Ball did just enough this past 2 weeks to
Hmm.
stake his claim.
Absolutely.
Sixth man of the year.
There's only one. Jordan Mofo Clarkson.
Yeah,
My guy finally getting his due. That dude is a walking bucket from the bench. It's especially on this Jazz team. He, you put him in the game, you getting solid guard play, pass the ball. He's been just off the charts efficient everywhere on the floor, and it's good to see. But Jordan Clarkson's only one for me. Pause.
same. Same man. My man's been crossing dudes up and putting them on posters
Hmm.
recently. So with Mitchell going down, I know he's been really stepping up his play,
Hmm.
and he was a big cog for me in this fantasy playoffs. With Mitchell going down, I ended up getting third place. So
Hmm. Yeah.
uh, shout out to Jordan Clarkson. I think he finally gets it. He's been a big bench piece for years,
Hmm.
always in the running. I think he finally gets his award this year. And so your defensive player of the year.
Whew. Ah, man. Hold on, I wrote it down. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I didn't write notes on this one because I was thinking about it yesterday and I had it and I had to compare
So
them.
I know in the preseason you picked Ben Simmons. You still
Hmm.
going there?
I'm still going Ben Simmons because I think he locks it down and better than anybody else these days. I know they say Giannis, but I think Ben Simmons is a better on-ball defender too. He doesn't just get you, coming from blocks like that. He will clamp you down when he has to. I'm gonna stick with Ben Simmons because the guy is all year just consistent as all hell on the defensive end, and he's special on that end, man. I know you could say Rudy, but I'm going with Ben Simmons.
Nope. I'm gonna go with Drew Holiday.
Ooh, okay, yeah, yeah. He put the clamps on you. That's a nice one. I like that.
You know, for from what
I
I've
like that.
seen against Brooklyn, he was
Mm-hmm.
actually the difference. He locked Kyrie down. He locked KD down. He's been locking guys down for years. Now that he's in the spotlight over in Milwaukee as that third piece, his defense is finally coming to the light. And you know, that team is something special. I think
Mm-hmm.
that this is a different Milwaukee team than in
Mm-hmm.
previous years.
Mm-hmm.
And Holiday is the big reason why I like Simmons. I like Gobert. But I think Holiday for me was the ability to stay on ball and really
Mm-hmm.
pester the superstars in this league.
Mm-hmm.
I think he finally gets his due for years and years of being a defensive wizard. I think he comes away with the award.
Okay. But who do you think will get it though? I'm thinking
I I,
Gobert.
I think it goes to Gobert. It really,
I just have that feeling. It's like
yeah.
okay.
It's just biased towards big men. That's all
Oh
it
yeah,
is.
yeah. All you do basically they get the blocks, the rebound, and they see what they do down low. Yeah, but I say, and the reason I give it to Simmons because he has like the hardest defensive lineups like every night. Like he does get the team's best player and he digs into him. But like I said, how the league goes. Congratulations to Gobert because you know where you're gonna go.
Yeah, and that team as a defense ability is outstanding.
Hmm.
Not just Simmons, Embiid is good on
Hmm.
the defense as well as Matisse Thybulle. So Billy earned that top spot this year
Hmm.
on the defensive end.
Absolutely. And plus, he's the only true guy that can guard the 1 to 5, in my eyes. But
Yeah, and here
easiest
we
decision ever. Go ahead and say it.
most improved player. Who you got?
Julius Randle. Yeah, it ain't. I had Jeremy Grant. I was gonna give it to Jeremy Grant, but the triple doubles and the leadership of what he brought to the Knicks is no question. Don't even ask. Shut it down. It's Julius Town. I mean, the dude has been amazing. I'm sorry, the worst, damn near worst the first, damn near. I mean, but worst the fourth. Let's say that. Either way, the he was good last year, but he really stepped up his game this year, and there is no possible way anybody else can get this award besides Randall. I'm sorry, no way.
Uh, yeah. I mean, unless you're Mason Plumlee, right?
Yeah, I mean, you never know.
No,
I mean,
no,
psych,
it's
psych.
all
Yeah,
it's all Randall, man. It's
uh,
Christian Wood was the early runner. He got hurt, and that was the end of him. But
hmm
you know, we have seen Knicks get shafted on awards. So I mean,
that's true.
but this one is so blatant. I don't think they can
Screw it up.
they can screw it up.
But yeah, it was great to see, man. I've always been a Julius Randle fan, and I just thought he had something. He had it. He always reminded me of Zach Randolph, and I go back to this. He always reminded me of Zach Randolph. The guy, he could be a 20 and 10 guy. He's has okay court vision. He can get better when the double teams are collapsing on him, but he can do so much for a team that has the grit and grind, and that's why I said it that I wanted the Knicks to do. I wanted that Memphis grit and grind because that will win you a lot of games. Playoff time, it might get you because fatigue might catch up, but it worked, and it really worked. Like, everybody plays hard. When players actually want to stay in the gym and keep going, and
Mhm.
they don't want to leave the gym, you obviously left some kind of impression on the team. Tibbs, he's too hard on players. No, I like hard coaches. Pause. Excuse me. No, but seriously, I like the coaches that will dig into the players and they get them to play. The Derrick Roses. Oh yeah, he quit on the team, blah blah blah. But Jimmy Butler's, look at him. You go back and see how much he gave to that team. Him and Tibbs, they clashed, but he also gives credit to Tibbs because he coached them so hard that he can get through those tough times in the league. And with this Nick team, they were so scattered. They were young. You needed somebody that can give them that. Look at RJ. The guy is not afraid of getting to the rim. Drawing contact, and he's growing right in front of our eyes as a player. He's gonna book. I really believe he's gonna be the playmaker, the real playmaker next year. If you look at games that the Knicks had over the past, I'll say month, RJ usually gets the first possession. It's kind of like an opener thing for baseball, but for basketball, Tibbs let the first play run through him, and I think you're gonna see that a little bit more. I don't know if it's going to be in the playoffs. Obviously, it's going to come through Randall, but once they get next year, you'll see more going through RJ, kind of like what he was doing at Duke. He was the main playmaker, and you'll see a lot of 27-5 games from him, nearing that triple double threat. But like I said, I wanted RJ because of Zion, over Zion. People thought it was crazy, but hey, for this team, I think I was right.
So what you're saying is draft RJ high next year.
I mean, if you feeling it, I mean, he'll be maybe like fourth or fifth round, depending who's there. I got him, and I almost won a championship. I came in not our leagues, but came in second. That because I stopped paying attention. That was my fault, but got to cut down on the leagues a
Oh yeah,
little bit because I'm at too many. I
oh
got to
yeah.
be able to focus on our leagues.
I mean,
But
it's all good, but you're right. Randall and RJ backcourt, it's going to be something to behold here in New York, and it's one thing, and it's another thing, knowing that they want to stay here. So
that's it.
that's that's paramount.
And that's the thing. But you gotta keep them. I mean, we've seen too many times, or me personally, seen somebody go, oh, I want to be a Jet for life. Jamal Adams, where is he now? Seattle. Um, I met. You know, I forgot a few. I want to be a Met for the rest of my career, and boom, when he gets traded, same thing with the Knicks. Melo, I thought he was going to be here for the rest of his career. What he's done, I'm so glad that he's killing it in Portland right now. Look at him now; he's somewhere else. But RJ, he wanted to be here from the beginning. He said it, and that's why I gravitated towards him. Not only as a Duke fan, but the kid said he wanted to be here. He wanted to be the kid that helped turn that around. And when you have that mentality, that's somebody that you draft. And you gotta have it. He had a chip on his shoulder. Because you always saw Zion. Zion was always the top guy. But in high school, RJ was the top guy coming out of school. But Zion just had the popularity. You saw him on YouTube and stuff like that. And RJ became second fiddle. And I think he plays. That's his boy, but he plays with a chip on his shoulder every night. Every time you watch him play, you can just see it in his face. But because I'm loving what's going on. Yeah, I mean, the Knicks are back for this year. I'm just going to enjoy it now. Hopefully, it leads into something else because I've seen Tibbs before 1 year and then it just takes that drop. Can't have that. But I think it's going to be different. Two first-round draft picks. Um, you can just build. Just got to get the right players, and the Knicks might have something here for the next 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, but this summer will be huge for the Knicks, what they do in the offseason to take that next step.
Hmm.
I'm excited to see what happens. We got basketball, we got action back in New York, so we're good. Uh, Also, this week, NBA announced that a new award would be named for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for
Hmm.
recognition in social justice. Long time coming. We know Kareem's work on the court, but off the court, he's been just as active as well as bringing awareness to social justice issues and other things, a humanitarian award for
Hmm.
that nature. So I'm glad the NBA is finally making light to Kareem, uh,
Absolutely.
making it an award after his name. I'm not sure if it's being incorporated this year or if it's next year, but I mean I don't know if it's probably a bit biased on my part, but if they were to choose for this year, I'd easily give it to Kyrie.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's been doing this thing. You know, we I joke about Kyrie all the time, but he's honestly he knows I would say, and I hate using the word, but you can say he's woke. He knows what's
Yeah,
going on. He's about it. He's about that action. I give him that. When he says he's going to do something, he does it. Especially for the culture, for the people, he really puts it down, and what he believes in, he will stick with. And I can see that. I can see it happening. Proud of him. Always been a
yeah.
Kyrie guy. Um, I love the award. It's probably gives more people things to complain about, but but I love it. Really, put a light on the guys that are actually about that action
Yeah.
and your voice.
Yeah, it really shed some light to making a difference in the communities.
Hmm.
You know, you had Drew Holiday out there. He gave his game checks last year, this year for black businesses as well. So, I mean, Holiday is a candidate for me as well as Kyrie. But there's so many in the league that uh, take that next step. That I'm glad there's finally something that you could be recognized for, and make it a public award. So I know other sports have it. It's for their own individual achievements for those players like the Clementes and the Walter Payton. So
Hmm.
I'm glad the NBA finally has its own.
Absolutely.
Um, and so yesterday was the kickoff of the 25th year in the WNBA. We had some pretty damn good action last night. If anybody watched, I gotta watch it later, but I saw some clips of the documentary done on ESPN for
Mm.
what they did in the bubble.
Oh,
The
I gotta
clips I
watch
saw
that.
were, the clips I saw were pretty good.
Hmm.
They had Courtney Williams speaking. She pretty much went for the bubble because she needed a paycheck.
Hmm.
social justice was nice, but the paycheck, you could do all of that uh, uh, social justice action in the crib. But let's be honest, she said she needed a check. So there's a lot of good clips in there. Family and the struggle in the bubble.
Hmm.
We'll call it, but it's about 2 hours. I think an hour and a half, 2 hours. So it's good stuff on ESPN.
Yeah,
But
I watched it.
last night we had some action. You got the Sabrina jersey on. She hit a
Yes, sir.
game winner.
Yes, sir.
Uh,
Uh,
I think the Liberty are back, man.
About damn time. I mean, long gone the days of Spoon and Lobo and you know all those girls throwing it back. But it was good to see last night. She only played 4 games, like 3 games last year before the ankle sprain,
Mhm.
and even the game she went down in, she actually put up the numbers. But she was back, motherfuckers. Like she said, man, she hit that shot cold, but she hit a three to tie the game, and then they made a stop. Well, actually, no. Mitchell missed a free throw. She won 1-2. Game was tied, and they called the number for her, and she made it look easy. And like I said, she's gonna be. We knew she was gonna be a star in the league coming out of Oregon. You just knew what she was gonna do. And you have Michaela, rookie that came out, 18 points. You know, Laney, big acquisition from last year. Storm, right?
Atlanta, she won
Atlanta.
most.
Okay, okay, there
Yeah,
it
she
is.
won most improved player.
Okay, but that she dropped 30 last night. And this team is going to look a hell of a lot better, a lot tougher on defensive ends. The rebounding still has to get better. Kylie Shook. Some things I didn't like. You got to use her size down there, but she's getting kind of bullied. But everybody gets bullied by McGowan because she had 22 and 16. So,
Oh yeah.
but yeah, she's a bully. But Indiana, the Mitchells, McGowan, they're going to be a problem because that team is tough, man.
Yeah, I like where the Liberty are going. They're shooting much more efficient threes this year.
Hmm.
They knocked down a ton of threes last
Yeah,
night.
it was like watching the Nets.
It's that Barclays Center action, bro.
I'll take it. I'll take it though. But I mean, we had the goat, Diana Taurasi hitting the game winning shot against Minnesota. She had a really off night, but she wasn't off then.
No, no, clutch time. There's no other player in the league you want the ball in their hands, and Tarasi probably hit a game winner. We'll never know because the clock stopped once they once they got the steal. The clock stopped at 6.8 seconds. It stayed at 6.8 seconds for about 5 seconds. She
Mhm.
hit the shot from about, I don't know, 33, 34 feet.
Mhm.
Um, it was a good game last night in Phoenix. I'm sorry, in Minnesota.
Mhm.
But Phoenix picks up the early win. Minnesota gets upset. They got stuck with a second left on the clock. Kayla McBride, who played well last night over from Las Vegas, got off the plane from overseas, dropped a few buckets, but she missed the game-winning shot at the buzzer. I'm real excited to see in this 25th year all the plays we missed from last year due to
Mhm.
the pandemic, the Della Dons, the John Quell Jones out in
Mhm.
Connecticut, and she put up a number herself, and she won last night. She had 26 and 8, dropped 14 in the first quarter. So it's about the return of the centers
Mhm.
in the WNBA, the Liz Cambages, the
I
Brittany
can't wait for that.
Griners. So
That's gonna be a matchup.
yeah, the star power is coming back.
Grief.
Oof. Yeah, we're gonna get some action here for the ladies.
Mhm.
Chicago and Washington is on this Saturday afternoon. So Candace Parker returning home in that trio with Betty Sloot and
Your girl.
Quigley. Oh yeah, the point guard. And Chicago and Washington facing off later on today. Della Don, Tina Charles coming back, the 2019 champs. No, yeah, 2019 champs.
Mhm. Tina
Uh,
Charles has been around forever, man.
yeah,
Grief.
yeah, we were. I'm excited to see where they how everybody returns.
Mhm.
Any players you're excited to see coming back this year?
Liz Cambridge, of course. She was one of my
Oh yeah,
favorite. Like, she her post game is ridiculous. Like I've seen her work so much on her game, like down low. She's just gonna be unstoppable. But between her, obviously Liberty, I'm gonna pay the most attention to because obviously, all the players, Natasha Howard,
Hmm.
Laney, of course, Sammy Whitcomb, your
That's a
sharpshooter.
gunner. That's a
Yeah,
gunner.
she can shoot. So, I definitely want to see that. Surrounded her with that, of course, Del Don, my girl right there. She puts it on for the league. She's a killer. Well, when she gets on that floor, it's no games. Um, Obviously, I want to see Seattle and what they're gonna do. It's just I'm gonna pay attention a lot to this year, man. There's so many girls out there. I'm just trying to get all the names, watch more
Yeah,
games. Washington, I want to see make that step because obviously it was ripped away from them with the injuries and stuff like that. So I want to see them come back strong.
yeah,
It's gonna be a good one.
yeah. I'm excited. I'm also excited to see a full year of Sabrina.
Hmm.
If what we saw last night was real, if this 32 game stretch is going to be really epic,
Hmm.
and it's not out of the realm of possibility she could win MVP the second year.
Yeah, I
Well,
can see
technically,
that.
I guess her first year.
Yeah, technically. But I can definitely see that because she does everything well on the floor. She is a leader. I mean, she gets into the players like when they wanted to celebrate, she's telling them, "No, go back, get out of here, go, go, go." But you can just see her communication on the floor is top notch already. But she was like that coming out of school, and everything gravitated towards her. It's just her star is just going to get brighter. And it's going to get there, and it's going to be amazing to watch. It's a good time for New York basketball. It really is.
Really is. Pay attention to the Dallas youth movement.
Ooh.
Collier and a
Hmm.
weekend Alicia Gray really put on last night, but that youth movement out in Dallas, they loaded up on the draft. Played LA last night, so
Hmm.
we'll see how that goes over there. The Atlanta Dream, that backcourt, Kennedy Carter, Abby McDonald, Courtney Williams, so they're going to be something to watch also this year. Uh, it's going to be an interesting time. The ratings, I hope, will go up. I think uh, the idea of these trios and super teams out in the league
Hmm.
will force some eyes to watch, as well as this Commissioner's Cup.
Oh yeah, I like that. I like the idea for that.
Yeah. So I guess to better explain it, it's the first 10 games, conference games, home and away. Uh, because they have an Olympic break this year, the first 10 games in the conference are based off record. So the best two teams from each conference goes out to Phoenix for the Commissioner's Cup.
Hmm.
I'm sure it's better than the Metal World Series trophy Manfred is pertaining to, but uh, it's going to be something to watch, something to
Hmm.
give the regular season some juice, and those records to be transferred over to the second half of the season after the Olympic break to count towards playoff seeding. But
Hmm.
players get 30,000, everyone else gets 10,000, and the MVP of the game gets an extra 5,000. So it, it's a good concept. Uh, Only because I guess there's not so many teams, but I'm pretty sure expansion would be in the works.
Hmm.
If this year is successful and the ratings go up, because we had a lot of teams that uh, cut some players and some rookies have had to end up going overseas. And, uh, I think expansion is on the horizon for for this league.
Absolutely. Um, Also another game at 3 o'clock. If anybody's gonna check it out, I might. I'm definitely gonna check this one. It's Aja versus Stewie.
Mm.
Well, it's a rematch. That's gonna be a good one. And shout out to Brianna Stewart, fifth year in the league, two championships, two finals MVPs later, just already. I mean, that's well, we see in the Hall of Fame in action as it is right now. But yeah, we got some action today.
She has her
Like
own shoe now.
t-
Puma.
that's another thing. She went away from that. These ladies are getting their
Huge.
they're getting their deals. And what else is going on? What else is going on? I want to say something else. Where are my notes? Oh my goodness. Oh, also, side note, the 3-point shooting is up in the league. They've taken more shots. So We all talk about.
Analytics, analytics, baby.
Mm-hmm. Talk about gunners. Yeah, everybody's starting to. They're lighting them up this year. They're letting them fly.
Pow, pow.
That's
but yeah,
it. That's
that's great stuff, man. Hopefully I can catch some of this Chicago Washington game later. Seattle, Vegas rematch, finals rematch. Your early look at MVP. Who you got?
early look. I am going with Brianna again. I think she'll. It's either gonna it's her or Del Don. I think it's either those two. Those are my one and twos. But I think Brianna's gonna. She might do it again. But she's on another level right now, and it's hard to go against her. Watching
Okay.
that, watching her play since freaking high school. So she's just high school to college. She's dominant. I don't think it's gonna stop.
I'm gonna go Liz Cambridge.
Okay.
I think she's gonna get it. My second one. I think Sabrina.
Okay. See, I try not to be a homer pick. I want to see it happen. I try to leave that alone. So I'll let you. I'm glad you did it. I'm
Yeah.
glad
After what I saw last night, it's
you,
hard to go against that, man.
you're gonna see those numbers all year. All year. She's gonna be a. That's. She's like the Russell Westbrook. I mean, I have a feeling she's gonna be like that kind of player. She goes hard when she gets on the court, all throttle. But she's smart though.
Mhm.
She's very smart on the floor. Always gets her teammates involved. If she has to take the shot, she'll take it and make it. So yeah, man, it's gonna be a lot of action this year. I can't wait for it.
Okay, and your early finals matchup.
Woo. Um, I am gonna say we're gonna see a rematch of the Aces and the Storm. Because with Cambridge coming back, her and Wilson, good lord, what man, the Aces is gonna be something to watch, and I can see a rematch happening. I'll say they're gonna run it back.
Okay. Uh, I like the Sun this year,
Hmm.
even without Alyssa Thomas, but I'm real big on the Sky.
Hmm.
I think Candace Parker is going to be that coming with a chip on her shoulder, going
Right.
back home, and because the Sky were one of the best teams in the league last year, but
Hmm.
I thought they just ran out of gas.
Hmm.
But I also have the Aces going back. The Storm take a step back this year, losing Natasha Howard,
Hmm.
uh, Sue Bird in what her 18th year.
Hmm.
It's gonna be a lot to ask over now a 32 game season. Mm, maybe the Olympic break might help her out, but I had the Aces in the Sky in the finals with the Sky taking it.
Okay, I wouldn't mind that. That's the only Chicago team I wouldn't mind seeing winning. Um, but my team though. So let's do it with a team to watch. I'll take the Indiana Fever. And I've written down because I will because they Tara McGowan, Victoria Vivian, she's another gunner. You know Danielle Robinson, Chantel Lavender. I mean Kelsey Mitchell. They have other Mitchell sisters. I'm gonna call
Hmm.
them that. But they have so much talent on this team. It's hard to ignore. So that's gonna be my team to watch and make that just serious jump. And I like them. I really they had bases across last year, which I think Ketchen, she's the executive on that team anyway,
Hmm.
and they had such a disappointing last year. Think there's just it's more obviously it got room to improve, and all signs are pointing up, especially with all the talent on this team, and that's my team to watch, young team to watch.
Well, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to watch them either, especially with the point guard. So
Hmm.
from West Virginia,
There you go.
um, my young team to watch are the Dallas Wings. But I still like the youth movement.
Hmm.
Enrique Gumbawale, leading scorer from last year, led the
Hmm.
league. Now they added Alicia Gray, have Sabali, so they'll be good. I like Collier. New coach in there. I think he'll shoot more threes.
Hmm.
Just missed out in the playoffs last year, uh,
Definitely.
and did uh, finish strong late in the season, but I like Dallas. They'll be that's my team to watch.
Should be all them damn picks they had. God damn. But it was a welcome to the league moment for Collier though. Brittany Scott said, "Nope. See you later. Welcome to the league, rookie." But that was awesome. If we see more stuff like that this year, this league's gonna be all right. 25 is gonna be a big year for the WNBA.
Yeah, I'm all for it. Good history. Uh, we went from she got game to she got next, so count it.
There you go. They still
And
got game.
backs. And I guess we'll close it out with this. My man J. Cole heading over to Africa as a professional player. Matter of fact, you can catch him tomorrow morning, at 7 a.m. on ESPN News or I think Revolt TV. He's a standout in high school, walk on at St. John's, but I guess he moved over to a rap career, and I think obviously made a pretty good name for himself. So drop an album on Friday, drop 35 points on Sunday.
There you go.
It's a good look for J. Cole. Hopefully, I doubt he's pursuing an NBA career at his age now. So this is good for him. Say he's played some professional basketball, and you've seen him in the celebrity games. The only one to throw down a dunk. So.
Yeah, he's definitely a good one. It would be kind of a cool story, just like nice little 10-day contract, something like that. Kind of like what Master P did back in the day. He could ball, and then the Raptors gave him a deal. I don't think it was a 10-day back then, but they gave him like a preseason deal or something like that.
Yeah, they got him in the preseason game.
Yeah, I mean that would still be cool to see what he got. But yeah, man, it's these seasons we got WNBA, got plenty of action. WNBA, we got player tournaments, actual playoffs. New York playing the playoffs, and it's gonna be something, man. Something to behold.
Yeah, man, and just like that, we got some. Speaking of smoke, we definitely got smoke in the background.
I know you hear that shit. See, we bringing it. We bringing it so much the freaking alarm went off.
But yeah, you haven't listened to that J. Cole album yet?
Actually, I did download it yesterday. I bought it. For it. You ain't getting me. Nah, but no, I gotta listen to it today. I'm gonna sit down and vibe out to it. I've never been disappointed by any of his music. Actually, I got a lot of my J. Cole music back. I'm looking on my phone. I'm like, what else on my J. Cole music? My Truly Yours, my freaking Friday Night Lights. That's when I first heard him, his blow up song. I'm like, oh man, listening to it leading up to this. But yeah, I'm listening to it today. What do you listen to the whole thing already?
Yeah, I listened to it a few times, man. He has a few NBA references on there. He has John Moran. I'm on the Grizzlies. And, I mentioned Westbrook. One of my favorites. He mentioned Lillard. He had an interview of Lillard out in the bubble when he went off on that run. Saying he wanted a chance to be there, and while we're here. So J. Cole always referencing the NBA. The NBA always strong with J. Cole, and he really put it out for this album. My track so far, Punching the Clock, that's the Lillard reference, and Prodigy Devil, I think that's with Lil Baby. So
all right, I heard a little bit of that, but yeah, I'm gonna check that out. Lillard is actually good in his own right, though. He's not bad, at all. He has that like kind of gritty stuff to him. He how he raps is how he is on the court. But you know what time it is on the court and off the court. But definitely, I got to check that J. Cole out. I suggest you guys definitely check that out too.
Yeah, I think it's better than his last one. KOD?
KOD, yeah, that was all right.
Yeah, I think this one is better than that one. It's about 40, 45 minutes, so you can get through it real fast, on a road trip or whatever. But yeah, good stuff. J. Cole on the court, off the court, and that's that.
We got on tap.
We got tomorrow morning the Total Bases podcast with Felipe Malicio, Sean Flannery. I'd like to thank Felipe for coming on last week, talking about our fantasy teams, fantasy expert. You can catch that on YouTube or on Anchor, Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio. Uh, you know, uh, took my crown and wore it proudly. Yeah, if you want to get your crown in fantasy baseball, those are the guys to listen to. Those guys are awesome. Yeah, clinic coming up, so
Who? Oh.
exactly, yeah. But yeah, catch those guys Sunday morning in the Baseball Life group or on YouTube or however you receive your audio platform. Monday, Dong City, 7 p.m. over in Baseball Life as well. Henry Maldonado Jr., Vince Mercandetti. The Yankees out in Baltimore this weekend. Stanton hurt again. Hicks hurt again.
Oh man, I'm shocked.
Yeah,
Phew.
Boone out there doing what he does best. But
Extend boom.
yeah, Yankees catching the Red Sox. They'll be all over that. Monday, Cubs, Chris Bryant, out there doing big things, and the Mets. Someone stopped them. They're on a streak. Well,
7-8.
yeah, they're looking decent. First place. You can catch those guys Monday night, 7 p.m. over in Baseball Life. Tuesday, The Audible, Randy Hammond, Matt Bushnell. They just went over the schedule release, playing your trips, Monday Night Football, how those guys broke it down, what they're looking forward to this week. We were in the OTAs, rookie offseason camp, so those guys are on the bend. And catch last week, catch Matt's rant about Tebow and his return, Aaron Rodgers, that Green Bay fiasco. Aaron Rodgers is pulling the ultimate move, and how everybody wants him back.
Mm-hmm.
Catch their take on it Tuesday night, 7 p.m. over in Football Life. And here we have Work Shoot Wrestling Podcast with Corey Richmond, Jason Brooks. That's also 7 p.m. over in Wrestling Life. Those guys do an awesome job covering NJPW, AEW, and what's left of the WWE because damn near everybody's leaving.
Everybody. That's why I watch the old stuff.
Yeah, you have to because this product is god awful.
Yeah, especially Raw. I'll give them that. Raw is trash. Everything else is decent. Raw, not so much.
Basura.
Straight.
But yeah, another good episode here. This was 58.
Yes, sir.
59. We'll figure out if we're coming back Friday or Saturday. We'll let you guys know.
So it's all on your schedule. Just let me know. I'll be there.
That's why I love you, brother.
Yes, sir. My guy. A1 from day one.
Oh, man. But it's just good stuff. Anything you'd like to say to the audience before we head out?
You know what it is. You know what time it is. I'm not talking about Dame time, step back time. Thank you for supporting us. Subscribe, do what you got to do. Come back and listen. Talk your shit. We'll talk our shit. Next tape. Yeah, I got it. I said it. Like I said, once again, thank you everybody for listening. New York is back. We'll be in the playoffs. Me and Leon, we're going to be going at it. It's going to be a good one. And check out all the podcasts. And my brother, thank you for being on. Get your rest because that shot might hit you. It hit you like it hit me. You'll be doing a lot of sleeping.
Oh, yeah.
I
think I get the second dose in like 3 weeks. So
yeah. Drink a lot of water. Rest it up. And other than that, man, thank you.
No doubt, man. Scary hours on the way. And, until then, I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in. Ball out.
Yes, sir.